But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hopping into it and introducing the players in game number 2 as we go ahead and spawn down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map on top of the green Terran player from Team Gravity. Give it up for Semper, sitting up 1-0.
I don't think many people were expecting this, but his opponent in the top left position of Prion Terraces from the clan On Fire, it is the Zerg player Scarlett. She's going to be looking to prevent the 2-0 and getting knocked out in what many people would consider an upset. But if anyone's been watching, I don't think they would necessarily consider it an upset because Semper has been playing so well this whole tournament, really.
Absolutely, and of course Scarlett fighting for her tournament life right now, though. She is still guaranteed a total of $225 if we do not get any more money added to the prize pool, thanks to the Indiegogo. Still not too bad of a spot, but of course she wants to be able to make it to at least third or second place or somewhere along those lines, just because that money increases. $375 for third place, $500 for second place, $1,400 for first place. You know, that's a little bit more appealing.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be satisfied with anything less than a win. But we do see on Prion Terraces, of course, you have that double gold base, and Scarlett, no surprise here, going for the hatch gas pool. Semper, once again, going for that reactor first. And it may not necessarily be that Reaper build, but it could be. Yeah. Obviously not as good of a map as Orbital, because there's not this big, long ramp between the natural and third, but there is that little backdoor area where you can jump up the double-tiered cliff, if you will.
Yeah, there's definitely some area where I think Reapers can play on this map, and we have seen some players try to play with the Reapers, and we do see the double Reaper opening. We'll see how many Semper actually decides to go for, when he decides to plop down that factory, if he just decides to plop down more barracks like he did in that last game. In fact, if you're Scarlett in this situation, you just encounter that build, a lot of the time, you don't expect it to come twice in a row, something that heavily aggressive.
Yeah, you really don't. And this is a good map for if Scarlett decided to go for that fast third hatchery, which I don't believe she will. It would be very, very difficult to prevent Semper from denying that. You've got those Reapers. The Queens have to walk so far, and it looks like, yeah, we are going to see another 6 Reaper build from Semper.
Scarlett, of course, can get her Overlord across the map much sooner, so she sees the Reapers earlier on than she did in the last game. We'll see if she can react a little bit differently, if she can correct any things that she feel like she could have done even a little bit better. Of course, not taking that third expansion and nearly as early. I think last game she took it around 2 minutes, 45 seconds. That's going to be a much, much bigger help in terms of not having to defend that low ground expansion.
Yeah, we did see her actually sending the drone out trying to get that, but she had to send it back as those Reapers were going across the map. And I like this decision from Scarlett. She pulled the Queens down to the natural, seeing those Reapers come across. And the double creep tumor is going to help out a lot.
Oh, that was one of the big problems that she really faced dealing with the Reapers, is that the double creep, or the lack of creep, really made it very, very difficult. But what on earth are we seeing? Scarlett not only delaying that third expansion while the Reaper harassment is going on, but getting +1 melee attacks.
Yeah, +1 melee and quite a few Zerglings. This is very, very early and very crazy. And getting that pneumatized Carapace. Are we going to see mass Ling drops?
You know, Scarlett is a very well-experienced veteran of StarCraft tournaments. She knows how to mess with a player. She knows how to put the pressure back on. The Reaper's trying to escape from these Zerglings. One of them almost gets caught, but no. Semper is not going to have it. He keeps the Reapers alive, and that's actually going to be a thorn in, I think, Scarlett's side, because those Reapers can always come back in. They can always pick off any reinforcements that are streaming across the map, and Scarlett wants to make some big damage happen over here.
Yeah, she definitely does. Doesn't have that Baneling nest, but you can see she morphed 2 Overlords somewhere on the map that are going to be able to drop. Looks like she's going into that one on the left and the right, I believe. Yep, speed on the Overlords finishing up. She's going to be trying to hit a double-pronged harass.
Oh, 12 Marines still alive. And yeah, as you were saying, meanwhile, the Reaper is actually getting some damage on over at this third.
Yeah, managed to get a cancel on that hatchery. Really nice. Oh, actually a pretty nice position for Semper. Big grenades on those Reapers. Or on those, Lings. But we do see the drop coming into the main base.
Yeah, it's unloading right now, and very soon Semper's about to realize what's going on. He actually is lifting up his factory and his starport, doing some swap arounds right now, but he already immediately reacts with those Marines, pulls them all to the main base, but where is that drop of the natural expansion? No, the Overlord was made, but there were no Zerglings over there.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake from Scarlett. Could have capitalized. Is this Overlord going to go down? So close. Oh, wow. If Stim was maybe finished up, I think that Overlord goes down.
If you could throw grenades into the air, that would be a very dead Overlord. But of course, I also want to note that Scarlett has a really bad rally with a lot of these Overlords on the bottom right-hand side over by that gold expansion. She's now realizing it, correcting it, sending those Overlords to a bit more of a hidden position. But I think that just kind of goes to show that Scarlett is not really feeling like herself right now.
Yes, but we do see 2 medevacs looking like they're starting to go across the map. Almost full. We got 14 Marines in those medevacs and Stim. He did this build actually on Central Protocol yesterday, and that was what started the aggression. Oh, wow. Look at that, though. We've got a Baneling drop coming into the natural of Semper. Is he going to be aware and be able to split in time? I don't know. That right side mineral patch is so close to where the Overlord will come in from.
Oh, if Semper actually realizes in time, he can also stim up these Marines, try and take out that Overlord before all of the Banelings drop out. 2 of the Banelings are going to explode. Oh my god, all of them get out and actually kill off a decent chunk of those SCVs. 9 SCVs total have gone down so far, but at the same time, there's a drop in the main base.
Nice bit of target fire there from Semper, killing one of the Banelings with those Marines, but not able to get the other 3, and Scarlett does push it away.
Oh, but there's a drop in the main base of Semper once again. More Banelings exploding, going up to 14 worker kills. So getting another 5, not an absurdly larger number, but again, that drop, killing off this 4th expansion for Scarlett is going to be a pretty big deal. And Scarlett is actually really far out of position to defend this.
Yeah, and she is, but it looks like the worker supply is actually pretty even from both players. Oh, is she going to get the hatchery? Oh, she saves it!
Oh my god! 5 health! 5 health!
1 Marine shot! It was 1 Marine shot from death!
Oh, thank God Scarlett has some of these queens with a lot of energy. She's going to go ahead and transfuse that back up all the way that she can. That's going to be a very, very difficult hatchery to defend regardless, though. Of course, Scarlett continuing that aggression, sending a couple more Zerglings across the map, maybe looking to make some more Baneling drops happen, but here we end up seeing Semper establishing that 3rd. But I want to talk about what you were saying. The worker counts are pretty even. Both of these guys were sitting at relatively close to 40 workers for a while, but Scarlett had 4 bases with 40 workers. That's 10 workers per base.
Yes, yeah, but one of those actually was a gold, and we do see those transfuses being a big factor right there, keeping that hatchery alive. It would have definitely gone down otherwise. Meanwhile, we do have a drop coming in on the left side.
This is going to be a bit of a scary moment over here.
Oh, big Widow. Oh, potentially a big Widowmine shot.
Yeah, very, very close to happening.
15 kills, a huge Widowmine shot.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile,
Marines.
another attack coming in on the right side, actually targeting down this hatchery. Can he get it? Does go down.
Yeah, Scarlett can have a very hard time defending that location, I think, just because it's so difficult to defend both this gold expansion and that center expansion right now for Scarlett, because she just keeps pulling her units back and forth, back
the
and forth.
Widowmine targeting. Oh, it actually goes on the mutas. Could have killed so many Zerglings right there.
One of the few times you'll say, man, it went off on the mutas, not the Zerglings.
Ah, dang it.
But, you know, Semper establishing that 3rd expansion doesn't really have a lot of mining going on there right now. We still have drops coming in, unfortunately, for Semper. They do get cleaned up, fortunately for Scarlett. And she's finally starting to seize a little bit more map control, but Semper is still just relentless with these drops moving around the map.
That Widowmine is ready to arm again.
No.
Nothing on top of it right now, but it could shoot again. That has been a cost-efficient Widowmine if ever there was one. Looks like Scarlett might finally be sending some overseers over there.
Couple of Banelings rolling back. I guess maybe one of those not feeling good about the drops, but this is going to be almost a really nice flank, but the Banelings are all taken out by a Widowmine.
But actually killing 2 of those Widowmines and triggering the 3rd, Semper's not going to be feeling confident to push in. He does have a big army supply lead, but because he lost those Widowmines, at least their shots, he doesn't want to push in anymore.
That's a really good point. And now, yeah, he's going to play a little bit more defensively. And, of course, with Semper, he never just says, oh, I don't want to push it in at all. He just says, I maybe shouldn't do a direct push, and maybe I should just continue with the drop rest. And he comes in with the left-hand side. He's also moving along the right-hand side. But this drop at the left, going to be unloading at that gold.
Yeah, and even getting a couple workers at these gold is a big deal. Already 3, 4, 5 going down. Really nice target fire from Semper there.
And here comes in those units over at that 4th expansion, killing off a couple of more workers. And Semper is just getting so much damage on. He also moves on to creep. Might be able to start scanning and clearing up some of it. Definitely kills off the queen there at least, as well as actually moves that drop up into the main base.
Semper is just on fire right now. I am just loving this play. The medevac harass, the multi-pronged aggression, I am so on board his hype train.
Yeah, and right now, you know, the medevacs do get cleaned up in the main base, but of course, look at this. Semper clearing up all of the active creep tumors that Scarlett had at that left-hand side of the map, and now he even lifts off, going to be able to retreat on out, even get some decent trades, I think, versus those banelings. Not really losing too much more, but Scarlett is charging across the map, and this might be a little bit of a scary moment for Semper.
Bit of a scary... Oh, losing some banelings, though. Overcommitting them, not pulling them back is Scarlett. But if we look at the supplies, Semper finds himself up 50 army supply just by trading so efficiently, pulling Scarlett apart.
Yeah, the only thing that Scarlett, I think, really has going for her are those 2-1 upgrades, as well as the +1 flyer attacks going on in those Mutalisks. But Semper is going to be evening that up very, very soon, as 2-2 is about to finish up in a matter of seconds, just in time for this push-in.
And not just 2-2, but also Drilling Claws. That makes Widow Mines so much scarier. You will never catch Drilling Claw Widow Mines out of position, because it only takes them 1 second to burrow.
Oh, drop along the top right-hand side. While these Zerglings come in, but the Widow Mine shots are pretty good. Actually going to be able to keep these Zerglings back, and there are enough Marines at home that I think that Semper should be fine at home. And while this drop comes in at the top side, this is going to be a really scary push on the bottom left.
Yeah, and we have this drop coming in, killing quite a few workers, drawing the mutas out of position, so this attack on the left can go in almost uncontested.
Oh, this is a really scary moment. Now Semper is a little bit wary because there is still a bit of creep over there. The banelings and Zergs are all waiting, but a couple of Marines poaching on forward. The Mutalisks are actually also out of position to try and kill off any of these medevacs if they end up trying to retreat. But this third expansion is going to go down.
And Scarlett is looking in such a dire position right now. She does have that Ultralisk and the Adrenal Glands just finishing up. Chitinous Planing is almost done, but look at the supply. She's so far behind.
70 supply ahead. Semper continuing to scan, continuing the aggression, absolutely relentless. It's been a long time since I've seen a Terran player make so many medevac drop harassments work after a decent number of Mutalisks are out on the map.
Absolutely, and it's not just a matter of getting lucky and getting Scarlett happen to be out of position. He's forcing her out of position. He is saying, you know what, you either defend this base or you lose 15 drones. And if you're going to defend this base, guess what? I have 3 more medevacs worth of Marines on the other side.
Scarlett has some Ultralisks out, and they do actually have chitinous plating as well as +2 armor upgrades. They're going to take quite a while to die, and in fact, only one of them goes down as after they kill off quite a few of those Marines. Semper finally going to have to retreat, but he leaves Scarlett's economy in shambles. Literally, I think 3 mineral patches of mining going on for Scarlett right now.
That is not a comfortable position to be in. And yeah, they're gold minerals, but those are almost gone. She's trying to double expand right now to retake this base. She does have a lot of gas, so I like this choice to go into pathogen glands and infestors, but she's going to need to hold on for a very long time against an extremely strong, aggressive Terran in Semper.
Semper is finally calming down that aggression for at least 30-45 seconds. He is moving out once again along that top right-hand side and also unloading a drop that's going to get ready to move into the left-hand side. It's again that 1-2 punch that just never gets old because it keeps hitting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punch. Doesn't even stop. We do even have the Liberators coming out. Those are going to do so good against these Ultralisks. And look at that. The gold base gets denied on the left side. Meanwhile, on the right side, we have Semper pushing in again as he saves 2 medevacs worth of that drop.
It's the jab on the left, the hook on the right, and the hook is going to be a bit painful because this expansion just came up, the Liberty sieging up, and even though this isn't the best trade for some, oh my god, wait a second, those are some big hits. The Ultralisks just go down in seconds. GG, Semper going to be moving on to the next round.
That is unbelievable. He looks so happy right now, and I am so happy for him. He is playing out of his mind.
Wow. Gotta feel good for Semper right now as he taken down a mammoth, the legend herself, Scarlett. I mean, TVZ is also even a matchup that I think she's actually well known for. A lot of the matchups you think about Scarlett with is where she gets that amazing creep spread going, and she just controls the pace of the match.
Exactly. She's beaten some legends in TVZ. She beat bomber. She's beaten Major multiple times during the previous Nation Wars, but Semper ragdolled her. He made her look silly, and she's not. She's so good. We know how good she is. It just didn't even matter. He was next level that series.
It's actually silly because it's exactly as you were saying. He made it look like she was playing a player that wasn't Scarlett. I think it's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, but it had to be Scarlett. We knew it was Scarlett. She's right there.
She's right over there.
The creep spread was across the map in 6 minutes. We knew it was her.
Yeah.
But Semper just said, "Oh, okay. Well, I just won't fight on creep. I'll just keep killing it, keep dropping in 17 places at once, and eventually you're going to lose every drone you have."
Wow, I am just really, really impressed with Semper. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Semper moves on to the losers finals now. Is going to play versus the loser of Masa versus Neeb. Now, I know that Semper, it's a hard spot for him because, of course, he says TVT is his best matchup, but Masa is still Masa. And, of course, TVP, he says, is his worst matchup. But honestly, having seen his TVP earlier, I kind of feel like he might want to face Neeb instead.
Yeah, his TVP was looking really terrifying. Just that multi-pronged aggression, always hitting everywhere. And, yeah, Neeb actually was looking a little bit vulnerable on day 1, 2 drops. He really showed it up yesterday, but we're going to have to see how he does against Masa in that winners match that'll be coming up. As I believe our next match, not sure when we'll get that.
I believe that we're going to be going to a bit of a break because we are going to be finishing up a lot of the other stuff that's going on. We have Jeopardy coming up, which I think a lot of people are very excited for. I know I'm excited for it. And, of course, a couple other things, reading some awesome stuff from the, I think, pros read mean comments that I think I want to reiterate what Troy Pavlik said. We have the comments already selected. Please do not make any more than are needed.
We don't need any more. That's
no, we're good. I think the pros get enough mean comments. There's not a dearth of them by any means.
Yeah, we're well supplied.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are still going to be here. Please do not go anywhere. You guys are watching Kings of the North.